The NASCAR Camp World Truck Series heads to Richmond International Raceway as we see one of the most dominating races of the season so far and a very uneventful race. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Camp World Truck Series race from Richmond International Speedway, the Worldwide Express 250. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, before the green flag dropped in today's race, the only thing that really happened, basically have anybody go to the rear, was Mason Maggio, who basically took the position of Josh Reaume. Josh Reaume stepped out of the car, and Mason Maggio got into the car. That was the only driver to have to start at the rear. So at the start of the race, you had Ty Majeski lead the field from the outside with Chandler Smith on the outside. Ty Majeski would get a really strong run at the start, but you had Chandler Smith really getting a good run off of turn number 4. And then on lap number 2, Ty Majeski got around Chandler Smith to take the race lead and dominated in the portion. Pretty much pulled out to a massive lead and would easily win stage number 1 here at Richmond. During the first pit stops of the race after the end of stage number 1, Ty Majeski entered pit road first, but unfortunately, what really cost him the opportunity to continue having a shot at winning was due to the jackman falling and basically jumping in front of the car and basically getting damage on the truck. Luckily, the pit crew member was absolutely okay. Good to see he was okay. He was able to continue and lost a couple spots. Because of this, Chandler Smith actually won the race off pit road. Also, Haley Deegan would get penalized for being over the wall too soon, with their pit crew members being over the wall too soon. Also, Lane Briggs was running in the top 10 at the time. He would have an unfortunate pit stop, had a 30-second pit stop from the 62 camp, and dropped to the back. So on the restart, Chandler Smith lead the field from the outside with John Hunter Nemechek on the inside. And Chandler Smith got a great restart and took the race lead and dominated. Then around 50 laps later, we saw Chandler Smith cash Ben Rose won the championship threads and put him a lap down. And then eventually Chandler Smith then got around Matt Benedetto to put him a lap down, taking the free pass away there. And then a bunch of trucks started going a lap down, with Chandler Smith dominating and winning stage number 2. Then on leaders, would basically come down pit road to take 4 tires. Stu Friesen was 7th at the time, would get a speeding penalty exiting pit road. Also had a potential tire going down at the time, but would get a speeding penalty. But Chandler Smith won the race off pit road. So then we had Chandler Smith lead the field from the outside with John Hunter on the inside. And John Hunter Nemechek tried to get around Chandler Smith, but John Hunter Nemechek would dominate this portion. Then, meanwhile, with 40 laps to go in this race with Chandler Smith dominating, Lane Briggs got really sideways in front of Chandler Smith, who was leading at the time, and John Hunter basically tried to attempt to pass on Chandler Smith, but never got an opportunity to get around him. And then the final caution race, only the third caution race, will come out for contact between Nick Lights and Carson Hocevar. Nick Lights got really loose going into turn number 4, and Carson Hocevar, I don't think it was intentional, but Carson Hocevar just got into the back of Nick Lights and spun him into the outside wall. Nick Lights was not very happy. I cannot entirely blame him. And look, Carson Hocevar's got to chill out a little bit. I understand it really was not intentional in my opinion, but still, you got to chill out a little bit and not get into drivers and wreck drivers who especially are not competing for a championship. So then we basically have all leaders come down pit road to take 4 tires, with Chandler Smith winning the race off pit road. So on the restart, Chandler Smith lead the field from the outside with John Hunter Nemechek on the inside, and Chandler Smith would get an amazing restart and was able to clear for the race lead. He pulled out about a 2 or 3 second lead, and coming off the final corner, Chandler Smith pulls out the near 3 second lead, leads the final 174 laps and dominates and wins the third race of 2022 and wins the second race in the last 3 weeks, and also is locked into the round of 8 as well. Chandler Smith had the best truck tonight. That 18 truck looked really good. Clean air mattered a lot in tonight's race, but Chandler Smith had a really strong truck tonight, was up front, had one of the fast trucks in the long run in practice. He kind of knew coming into this race that Chandler Smith was going to be a threat to win. Congratulations to Chandler Smith. Also had the birth of his son, Junior. Congratulations to him as well. Pretty big week for the Smith family, and congratulations to Chandler Smith on picking up his 3rd victory of 2022. So now we're going to go through the results of tonight's race, and I'll give my thoughts on today's race. And trust me, I've got some interesting thoughts. So Chandler Smith picks up the victory. John Hunter Nemechek finishes second. John Hunter had a top 5 truck pretty much all night long, ran up there most of the night. Never got to the lead. Had a chance to get the lead, but never got a chance to get to it, but still gets a really solid run in second place. I think a win is coming for John Hunter. I really think it is. Another one's coming, but gets a really strong second place finish. Ty Majeski finishes 3rd. I think the only driver that really could keep up with Chandler Smith most of the evening, I mean, Ty Majeski is the only other driver who led laps tonight. He led 75 or 76 of the laps this evening. I thought Ty Majeski was going to put up a dominating clinic, but never really got a chance to get up there. The truck kind of fell off, but he still gets a very solid top 5 finish in 3rd. I'm telling you, Ty Majeski is going to win a race here really soon. He's been performing really good. Grant Enfinger backs up a couple weeks ago's win by finishing a really solid 4th place finish. Great run from Grant Enfinger tonight. He's definitely showing a lot more championship speed, and he's a very solid top 5 finish. Corey Heim finishes 5th. Corey Heim was really quiet most of the evening, was really around a top 10 most of the evening, but got a top 5 finish. You'll obviously see that good run from Corey Heim. Taylor Gray finished at 6th. Taylor Gray had a really good run tonight. It really, unfortunately, after getting spun out late at IRP, he bounced back to a very solid top 10 finish. Gets 6th place run to 17 truck. Great run from Taylor Gray. And there's a good chance he'll be full-time next year in trucks, maybe outside of a couple races, but great run from Taylor Gray. Matt Crafton finished 7th. Very solid run from Matt Crafton. Great bounce back week for Matt Crafton as well. Finishes in a solid 7th. Christian Eckes finishes 8th. Christian Eckes was quiet most of the night, but does still get a very solid top 10 finish in 8th. Solid run from him. Zane Smith finishes 9th. Zane Smith really struggled most of the evening, but near the end, the truck really came into play and got a very solid top 10 finish. Really needs to just get a few points going into the last weekend. He doesn't have to score a ton of points. He finishes in 9th. And Carson Osvar rounds out the top 10. Carson Osvar, of course, had that contact with Nick Lights. Basically, kind of hurt his truck a little bit, but he still bounces back to the top 10 finish. Carson struggled most of the evening, but whatever changes they did near the end really fixed that truck because Carson Osvar ended up finishing in 10th. Stuart Friesen, after a speeding penalty, only recovered to 11th place finish. Tough break for Stuart because I think he had a top 5 truck potential, but unfortunately that speeding penalty cost him an opportunity, but he still finished 11th, so not a terrible run. Derek Krause finished 12th, not a bad run. Tyler Anker finished 13th, was running in the top 10 most of the race, unfortunately fell back near the end, but gets a very solid top 15 finish in 13th. Chase Purdy finishes in 14th. Brett Holmes with a very solid top 15 finish. Brett Holmes was quiet most of the evening and gets a good top 15 finish. This should help that 32 team in owners points depending on how many races they're going to run the rest of the year. Tanner Gray finished 16th. Kind of disappointing night for Tanner Gray considering he got a new crew chief this week. Very disappointing for Tanner Gray. Matty D finished 17th. Also kind of disappointing for Matt DiBenedetto. I don't know what happened to that truck, but their truck was just not on it tonight. They really struggled, and he finished 17th. Not a great run for Matt DiBenedetto. Ben Rose really struggled tonight. He finishes 18th in a horrendous run for the 99 team. Have no clue what happened to the 99 car, but had a very bad race here at Richmond. Lane Riggs finished 19th. Lane Riggs at pit stop cost him an opportunity to get a good run. I think Lane Riggs deserves to be full-time. I don't think that 19th place finish was his fault at all. Never got a chance to get back up there. Got trapped too far in the back and never got a chance. Still got a top 20. Saw top 20. Could have done better, but unfortunately, really not his fault. It was really impressive in qualifying, though. Jake Garcia finishes in 20th. Caden Honeycutt finishes 21st. Not bad for Caden tonight. Kaz Grall finishes in 22nd. 23rd for Jack Wood. 24th for Laws Allen. 25th for Roger Griff. Man, Roger was fast in practice. Just a disappointing night for Roger considering he ran really well at Gateway. Unfortunately for that 7 truck, really was not able to have a good run. Haley Deegan with a horrendous run tonight finished 26th. She wasn't passing anybody. I'm sorry. She just did nothing in this race and got 26th. Austin Waysell finishes in 27th. 28th place finish for Colby Howard. 29th for Joey Gase in the 20 truck. 30th for Chad Chastain. 31st for Timmy Hill. 32nd for Spencer Boyd. 33rd for Mason Maggio. 34th for Blaine Perkins. 35th for Dean Thompson. And finishing last in 36th place is now Nick Lights. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the playoff grid, and we'll take a look at that here in just a second. Look at the playoff standings currently at the moment. Chandler Smith and Grant Enfinger, of course, after both of them won the races. Of course, Grant Enfinger won IRP, and Chandler Smith won tonight. Those guys are locked in. Zane Smith is 30 points, 46 points ahead. Zane Smith just has to score at least 14 points in the next race, and he's guaranteed into the next round. John Hunter also needs to only score 17 points. A really strong run tonight gets him 43 above, so he's in good shape. Ty Majeski with 2 really solid runs. He's 36 above the cutoff line. Ty Majeski just can't have a bad race, and he's guaranteed into the next round. Stuart Friesen in the same position in 6th. He's 31 points above the cutoff line. Just needs to not have a horrendous night race next weekend or next couple weeks at Kansas. 31 ahead. Ben Rose, even though he had a really terrible night, he's in really good shape, 21 points ahead. Just needs to have a good enough truck to make it. And then finally, Matt Crafton actually jumps up and is now 3 points above the cutoff line. Carson Osbar is 3 points below the cutoff line, and Christian Eckes is 6, meaning those two are going to have to score more stage points than Matt Crafton and guys in front of them to make it to the next round. So now, let's talk about the overall race as a whole and give you my score of tonight's race. Honestly, one of the most uneventful races of the season so far. Really boring. because I don't know if y'all heard about this, but there were no green flag passes for the lead at Richmond. And I don't know what it is. Maybe the tire is an issue. I don't know what, but it seems like in a tire fall, I think tires were falling off. But the problem was that the leader got so far ahead that nothing really happened. The only thing that happened in this race was that contact between Nick Lights and Carson Osabar. That's all that happened in the race. Other than that, not a single thing happened in this race. It was a very uneventful race. For me in tonight's Truck Series race, I'm giving tonight's Truck Series race a 4 out of 10. One of the most uneventful races of 2022. Wanted to see more. Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad that Chandler Smith won. I just want to see a little more in this race tonight, in my opinion. For tonight, I'm giving this race a 4 out of 10. So anyway, that is going to be for the Campbell Truck Series race review from Richmond National Raceway, the Worldwide Express 250 race review. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications to be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go jump below over that and comment your thoughts on today's race. What are your thoughts on tonight's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below, and congratulate Chandler Smith on picking up a victory here at Richmond. Let me know in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have the NASCAR Cup Series race review from Richmond. That should be going up pretty quickly after the Cup Series race is over. Monday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video. We've got some NASCAR news to discuss. Of course, we've got to talk about Bubba Wallace's contract extension. We also got to talk about all the stuff rolling around Kyle Busch and other stuff that'll be coming. Tuesday will be race picks for Watkins Glen. Wednesday will be something else too. Keep your eyes on notifications in your tabs because I've got some stuff that's headed your way. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.